is a pleasant evening to you viewers, and it's always a pleasure to have you on this program, brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police. This is Crime Watch, where we unravel crime issues occurring across the country and also inviting you to be our partners in fighting this scourge. I'm your host, Tendeka Dandaratsi, with Victor Ganyof on the Sign Language Desk. The Zimbabwe Republic Police continues to nab criminals in pursuit of their mandate of fighting crime. And we begin today's program by looking at some of the criminals who have been arrested, brought before the courts of law, and subsequently convicted. Boniface Siyamakweza, aged 22 years, who struck his father Gareth Siyamakweza, aged 54 years, on the head, appeared before Gweru High Court, where he was convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Munyaradzi Domingo, aged 35 years, and Itai Katsamudanga, aged 36, who robbed Tsitsi Chizana of a generator, appeared before Rusape Magistrate Court, where they were convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment each. Stuart Nzowu, aged 21, and Evidence Mawoneke, aged 32, who spent 9 years imprisonment for stock theft after being convicted and sentenced by a Chegutu magistrate for stealing a heifer belonging to Kudakwashe Kwande. Moving on, Criminal Investigations Department, Homicide Southern Region, have arrested 8 suspects who were robbing people in and around Bulawayo at gunpoint. The 8 would purport to be police officers and approach their targets at their residence, and when the victims opened their doors, they would then pounce. In some instances, they would put on police uniforms. One of the complainants explained their ordeal.
Sathi sifika endlini labantwana ngama-past 7 sayingena sahle sakhe iminyango sangene bedroom sasingangalali kodwa ngezwa i-alarm yomnyango isikhala. Ngabe ngisithi wena siyakubona phuma lapho umuntu lana wahle waza yimi egijima straight, bathi wena uyamemeza abantu wena. Babe befika bengichaya iface, bethatha kule broomstick ebedroom. Abantwana babuya begijima, abasebesema bedrooms abo, omncane wabuya sithi yekelana umama leni, babe bebishaya bethi limemeza abantu, basebengitshela ukuthi bafuna imali, ngikhipha imali yonke engilayo. Ngabatshatha ngila mali, baqalisa ukwendlula imbheda, ukuthinta ingubo, imattress yonke into. Ngabatshela ukuthi ngila mali, bathi bolt ke, ngabatshela ukuthi angidingi bolt mina. Babe besithi bekhipha zonke izinto bebamba abantwana, besithi nxa lingakhuluma ngeqiniso umameni siyamsika khathesi. Basolda for 2 hours, bathi sebehamba bashiya besibophele. Babe belokhuza bethatha iproperty, bafaka emoteni, okunye lempahla zethu zokugqoka bafaka emoteni, imota bahamba ngayo sebeshiya besikhiyele. Then 3 weeks later sebengivonela sebengitshela ukuthi abantu labana sebebanjiwe.
The acting officer in charge, CID Homicide, Detective Inspector Jira Mashindi, explained the events leading to the arrest of these criminals.
The accused persons would target houses or places which they know that the people, they keep large sums of money or they keep some valuables. They would go there, then they introduce themselves as police officers to make sure that the unsuspecting occupants would open the gates or the doors. They would suddenly produce firearms and knives and demand cash and valuables from the complainants. The 8 accused persons were arrested by our crack team, CID Homicide crack team, after we received a tip-off from members of the public. And they mostly targeted valuables such as cell phones, laptops, and cash. In one incident, they also stole the complainant's motor vehicle. After the thorough investigations and interrogation, we managed to recover property such as a motor vehicle, we recovered laptops, we recovered cell phones, and also we recovered some clothing, including a police uniform which they were using while they were committing the robberies. My appeal to members of the public is for them not to open gates or their doors to their places of residence to strangers. Sometimes they come as saying that they are police officers. Even if they are saying they are police officers, you must request for a positive identification in the form of police ID card. And you can even phone the nearest police station so that you can verify.
In Sanyat, Mashonaland West Province, a 37-year-old man, Ishe Anisu Madzoke, has been nabbed by police for raping his biological daughter several times since 2010 to 2019 following his divorce with the victim's mother. Let us hear more on the story.
Recently, we investigated a case of rape in which a father raped his own biological daughter. The case came to the police by a means of a tip-off from a suggestion box to the effect that a 37-year-old man from village 9B, Golden Village, here in Sanyat, he had impregnated his daughter. It came out to be true. The victim divulged to us what really had transpired. She narrated to the police that her mother divorced with her father when she was around 8 years thereabout. She left her in the custody of the father, and since then the accused person has been treating her as a wife. We took her to the clinic where she was examined and was found to be 6 months pregnant. As if it was not enough, she was said to be HIV positive. The docket was compiled. The accused was sent to Kaduma Magistrates Court, and he was convicted and sentenced to 60 years effective sentence. I would like to encourage parents and relatives who stay with minor girls to observe whatever behaviors they present to them, especially those young ones. You must not trust even a very close relative. You don't know what he does think. It's not only on the girl child, also on the boy's child. They may also be abused by the relatives. I encourage the parents specifically to leave their children with people whom they trust, and when they come back, they must examine their children during birthing, and if they see that the children wants to tell them something else, they must give them an ear. I think with that in mind, it will help us as the police to reduce these cases of sexual abuse on children.
Headman Leonard Chigwende denounced such heinous acts and urged the community to work with the police to bring such culprits to book.
Ndinokurudzira vanhu muno Musanyati vari matunhu ese masabhuku ese kuti vanhu vakanga vaona zvinhu zvakadai vakurumidze vazivisa mapurisa kana paita vana vari kushungurudzwa zvakanyanyisa mukati mokurarama zvamunoona kuti izvi zvinhu hazvichaita. Ngatikurumidze tapa mapurisa ripoti tisavanziridze nyaya dzakafanana kudai mukati mematunhu edu.
On that note, we take a short break. Join us shortly. Welcome to the second segment of Crime Watch, where we continue to look at other arrests. In Harare, police has embarked on an operation to deal with lawlessness in the central business district. The officer commanding Zetarapi Harare province, Commissioner Bernard Lumbura, spoke on this operation.
The aim of the operation is to ensure that lawlessness is eradicated in the CBD. We are dealing with money changers, vendors in the city who are illegally vending in the city, and we are also dealing with the traffic dimension whereby people just park illegally in the central business district. As we conduct the operation, we also ensure that there are no rogue elements in the city center who just visit the CBD for the purpose of committing crimes in the city. As we also carry out the operation, it is important that we also look at vehicles without registration numbers. We are arresting anyone driving a vehicle which has no registration numbers. And we are impounding those vehicles After impounding those vehicles, we then carry out investigation as to the ownership of those vehicles. The other offense which is now prevalent in the CBD is riding on wheels. We have created a database. When we capture a vehicle where people are riding on wheels, we put it in our database and then look for the errand driver. We've had problems where rogue elements come into the CBD to assault police officers who are on patrol. Let me warn them that very soon the long arm of the law will catch up with them. We will not sit on our laurels whilst our own police officers are being attacked by these rogue elements.
The use of internet technology is though a blessing. You have also seen some criminals using same tools to pursue their criminal endeavors, at the same time constantly seeking methods to avoid being detected by law enforcement. It is against this background that the Zimbabwe Republic Police is hosting a SAPCO Cybercrime Investigators course, which is meant to equip investigators with skills and knowledge of investigating cybercrime issues, which has become one of the most complex issues in the region and beyond. The course is being attended by police officers within the region at Morris Depot in Harare and was officially opened by Director Criminal Investigations Department, Commissioner Crispin Charumbira.
As internet and computer technologies continue to thrive, criminals have found ways to use these technologies as a tool to pursue their deviant acts. Sadly, cyber criminals are adopting creative techniques to target their victims at an unprecedented pace and are constantly seeking methods to avoid law enforcement detection. To stay ahead of them, law enforcement agencies should come up with services or products that make it more difficult for cyber criminals to carry out their criminal activities. It is for this reason that I am pleased to officiate this opening ceremony of the SAPCO Cybercrime Investigators course. The objective is to ensure that those in attendance are equipped with the necessary ability to investigate cybercrime and to bring to justice those who commit it. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll agree with me that cybercrime is one of the most growing forms of transnational crime that confronts SAPCO member states and the world at large. While rapid growth in internet and computer technology has enabled economic and social growth, an increasing reliance on the internet has also created more risks and vulnerabilities. In fact, cybercrime has blossomed into a fully fledged industry. As the custodians of the law enforcement in our respective countries, we need to be mindful of the different forms in which cybercrime manifests so that at the end, lasting solutions will be proffered. It is my utmost hope that as you partake this course, your investigative competence will be enhanced to deal with cybercrime back home so that we make SADC a safer place to live in. With these few remarks, it is my singular honor and privilege to declare the 2019 SAPCO Cybercrime Investigators course officially opened. I thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Road traffic accidents are most of the times caused by overzealous drivers who disregard road rules at the expense of human life. The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe took time to address these issues and also warned drivers against this behavior.
As we approach the festive season, we would like to appeal to drivers to ensure that they drive with caution each time they are behind the wheel. Those who drink should not mix drinking and driving, because even one pint of alcohol will affect your driving ability. So if you drink, make sure that you get somebody else who becomes a designated driver who hasn't been taking any alcoholic beverages. There's a lot of excitement at parties where you find an unlicensed driver taking to the wheel and driving and causing accidents. All people who drive vehicles on the road should ensure that they are licensed to drive and they are in their sober sense. Those who do not possess driving license should never go behind the wheel. Those who are overexcited should not also drive, as this will cause unnecessary loss of life or limb. We would like to save lives during this festive season.
Welcome to the third and final segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying with us. The Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe, he has called on Zimbabweans to join hands with the police to maintain peace in the country. He gave these remarks on his maiden visit to the Police General Headquarters since assuming the post of Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage.
We've been peaceful and peace-loving people for all this far. We want this to carry on. We love our country, I love my country, and I'm sure we all do. So let's maintain our country, let's protect our country, let's look after our country. And this requires collective responsibility. Ourselves, the police, and the citizens at large.
The minister also told the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters, now known as Ethan Dewey Building. The Commissioner General of Police, Tandavantu Godwin Matanga, later on briefed the Minister on the state of affairs in the Zimbabwe Republic Police.
As the Zimbabwe Republic Police, we look forward to working with you and supporting you to deliver on the government peace and the security sector priorities. Honorable Minister said, Zimbabwe values the existence of an orderly society which is governed by rules and laws. Consequently, the enforcement of such laws requires policy. To this end, the Zimbabwe Republic Police is an arm of government that maintains law and order in the country. The Zimbabwe Republic Police draws its mandate from Section 219 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, Amendment number 20, which gives the police the following responsibilities. A, detecting, investigating, and preventing crime. B, preserving the internal security of Zimbabwe. C, protecting and securing the lives and property of the people. D, maintaining law and order and upholding the Constitution and enforcing the law without fear or favor. Furthermore, the Zimbabwe Republic Police seeks to provide an effective and efficient police service to the public in order to maintain peace and stability, thereby contributing to an environment conducive to social and economic development. Your coming today is reflective of the value you attach in enhancing police service delivery in this new dispensation. We thus look forward working together for a better, safe, and prosperous Zimbabwe.
The minister also spoke to senior officers of the Zimbabwe Republic Police and the media at the Police General Headquarters after the Commissioner General of Police's briefing.
Our president is always talking about Vision 2030, and he's always talking about the fact that Zimbabwe is open for business. He's talking about the need for Zimbabwe to be open for business and the need for the ease of doing business. And in all these cases, you play a critical role. But there's no investor who would want to come in a country that is not stable, that is not peaceful, where they don't feel safe. And that collective responsibility lies with us as the police, and not only us, but the entire citizen of this country. Because police is like, we need the public, we need the people to work with us so that we can build a better and greater nation of Zimbabwe. So I want to promise that myself and the peers and the team from the ministry will do our utmost to ensure that we add value to the service that we deliver to, that we're supposed to deliver to our citizenry. We'll do our best. Let's try our best. Let's work together. Nobody has a monopoly of solutions, but collectively we can honestly think outside the box and come out with solutions. With those few remarks, I'd like to sincerely thank you.
As we come to the end of this week's episode, we would like to highlight some of the people on the police wanted list, and if you have any information that may help to locate them, contact any nearest police station or contact us on the details appearing on your screen. Webster Tembo, aged 36 years, whose last known address is number 14 Zou Street, Rujeko, Marondera, is wanted by Marondera Rural Police for theft. Melus Sivanda, aged 26 years, whose last known address is number 4 Pepukai Street, Rujeko, Marondera, is wanted by Dombotombo Police Station for a case of fraud. Mbongeni Kuwoni, aged 20 years, whose last known address is number 5 Manguhla Village, Bembesi, is wanted by Mbembesi Police Station for theft. As the festive mood grips the nation, let us always love each other, remain peaceful and shun all forms of crime. We urge those who are traveling to observe road rules and regulations and always stay safe on the highways. Until we meet again next time, pleasant viewing.